welcome back to episode 45 of Samp&Chance, and a very special episode 45 as we are about to preview Canelo versus Triple G happening tomorrow night from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. The weigh-ins are completed. Everything is ready to go. So let's get on with the show. My name is Bobby Sampson. Joined with me, as always, is my man with the master plan, Mr. Chance Michaels. Chance, how are you, buddy?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Can't complain, my friend. Before we get the show started, everybody, please note that our accounts have been hacked. Our Instagram has been hacked. So people may be getting messages from a guy selling
Yeah, I seen that guy when he
cryptocurrency.
posted you and him together the picture of like this RTC plan. Did you see that one?
No, that wasn't me and him. That was me and the picture with Tiafimo.
No. There's a picture of you and a black guy, and there's a picture across the screen saying invest with 10 grand, like RTC or
Yeah, that's
something.
that's uh that's Tiafimo. They
No,
took the
there's a
picture.
couple of them. There's one with him and another one.
Well, he might be with some black guy or something, but there's a picture of me and Tiafimo
Oh,
as
nice.
well.
That's hilarious.
It's not hilarious, actually. It's kind of disappointing. It's
Well, I know, but I mean, these
you
hackers, that's
know,
what they do. They just try to get information. They're not getting anything out of us, so I don't know why they do that.
they have access to all our pictures that are there. They have access to our videos. They locked us out of our account. They
You know.
changed our passwords. So, anyways, that all being said and done, I don't think it's funny, but it is what it
Well,
is.
I mean, the pictures he's posting with this ad, nobody's gonna buy his ads. Nobody's gonna buy his RTC stuff. I don't know why they bother. They're just bots. They're not actual people. Usually, they're just bots
Well,
to
whatever
lock
the
you
case
out.
may be, we have created new accounts. So everybody, our new Instagram account is at Samp and Chance. So SAMPANDCHANCE. And that's also the same account handle for our new TikTok. So it's kind of barren. Gonna get to work on putting some things up on there and things like that so we can get it up and going again. And yeah, man, it's just an unfortunate situation. But instead of dwelling on the negative and why it happened and whatnot, I've gone ahead and created the account so everything is up and running again. So it's just a matter of time for people to latch on. We've also posted a message on Facebook for our followers there. So if you guys are listening, please like and subscribe to the YouTube page as well and all that good stuff. And yeah, we'll carry on here. Nothing's going to stop us now, man. It's just a little glitch. I guess one bad round, everyone's going to have one round that doesn't go their way. Speaking of rounds that don't go your way, here we are. The rematch, part three, round 25 starts in, I guess, a little over 24 hours from now, Chance. What are your feelings on this? Where are you now? A night removed. I know you wanted to be there.
I could, yeah. If I wasn't going to wrestling with my kid, I would be there. But that trip was already planned before this fight was announced. I don't know. I got a feeling somebody's going down this fight just because Triple G knows he can't leave in the judges' hands. The judges will rob him. They always favor Canelo in Vegas. He's fought. This will be the third fight at T-Mobile. So Canelo wants to finish him too because he doesn't want to go into the judges because he knows everybody says he lost those two fights. First one he did for sure. Second one's a little more, controversial. Like a little more could be maybe could say Canelo one maybe was the draw was right, but he wants to finish him. Triple G wants to finish him. So in saying that, nobody's really hurt anybody in 24 rounds. I think somebody's going down this fight. I think they're going to open it up more and let the fists fly. They hate
Well,
each other.
okay, well, there's a lot of things to unpack here. I mean, okay, first off, for the undisputed super middleweight championship, so all four belts are on the line. I think Triple G is bringing in three of the middleweight titles, I believe.
Yep, that's right.
They're not on the line. So, I mean, if Triple G pulls this off, it would be undisputed and, um, you know, what's the other term I'm looking for here? The Oh God, what do they call the champion when he's got two belts? Unified.
Unified.
Sorry. So he'll be unified and undisputed champion, in the middleweight. So I mean, there's a lot there. Third fight, 4 years after Alvarez lost, or last Alvarez and Canelo. Pardon me. Let me start this again. It's been a long day, brother. This is the third fight after 4 years.
Yeah.
And this is, by a, majority decision that he won it by. A lot of people say that Triple G won, but you know what? You can make the argument that Canelo did win that fight, right? So that, it's really hard to dispute that. Uh, you know, it's just crazy to think about where it's all kind of come to and the kind of the storylines that have kind of emerged from here now. First thing, let's get on it. Do you think weight will be a difference here? Triple G coming in with 8 more pounds on his frame and not having to cut weight. Do you think that's going to help him?
I think it's going to help him a little bit. I think this is more natural weight here, so I think it's going to help a little bit, give him a little more power. He's a little bit bigger than Canelo, but Canelo's comfortable with this weight too, though. Also,
Yeah, but
so
Canelo had to come down from 175. So how much of a challenge do you think that might have been for him in his preparation?
I think he'll be okay because he's what is he 10, 12 years younger. I think he'll be fine with the 7 pound weight cut. I don't think it's going to affect him too much because Canelo's fought at 154, 168, 175, so he's pretty good with his body. I mean, sometimes he takes some supplements to help that
Hmm.
weight cut, but
Hmm. Supplements.
supplements, as he calls them, tainted meat.
I've been to Mexico a few times. Maybe the next time I go and after having, gorged myself at the buffet there with beef and pork and whatnot, I should come and do a steroid test and see if
Yeah,
that's
see
actually a
what they
thing,
find.
right? You never know, right? I mean, when you eat a poppy seed bagel, you go for blood work, they do find traces of opium in your system. So
Yeah,
that's
because
true.
after the first fight, the second fight got delayed because Canelo got tested positive. So that
Yeah.
leads me to believe many other fights that he won, he was on something. It wasn't just a one-time thing that he did it. He
Well,
was,
I mean, you could say that the rivalry really started from that point because I mean everybody knew Triple G won that first fight, right?
oh yeah, easily
And having to find out that you lost and then to find out that the guy was,
cheating.
juicing, cheating, juicing, and it just that's where the bad blood started to emerge between these two guys. So, ultimately, like I said, there's a lot on the line here, man. I mean, there's
Oh
so
yeah,
many different storylines
pride,
and
ego,
whatnot.
careers,
This,
legacies.
and but when we look at the second fight, you almost get the sense that Triple G tried to adapt to more of a Mexican style fighting to kind of combat against Canelo to kind of fight him at that level. But unfortunately, he let go of that. I think if he had stuck with that, I think maybe we'd be singing a different tune. Because I don't think
Yeah,
Canelo was prepared for that in that second fight to have him come
no,
out to fight that way, especially southpaw too, right? So so that's going to be kind of an interesting thing to see
I
how
think
he's.
both guys will be more aggressive tomorrow than they were in the first two fights. Both guys wanted a definitive win to put the stamp on this trilogy here. So I mean, who knows if we get some more controversy, we might see a fourth fight. Triple G said, "I'm going to fight on, win or lose after this," so he's not retiring. So he will fight again if it's close. The controversy, we could see part four one day.
Yeah, you possibly could, but I mean, if Canelo's holding all the cards and whatnot, like he normally seems to do, and I'm not hating on Canelo. I like Canelo. I think he's, a good fighter. He's a great fighter.
Yeah, he's a good fighter.
He's a good public guy too. He's, outside of his, you know, supplements and whatnot. I mean, really, there's not much you can say negative about him.
Yeah,
Um, but for some reason, the man has Vegas in his back pocket.
he's the new Mayweather there. So like, if you get to
Well,
go to
it's
decision,
kind
he's
of
going to win
funny.
it.
It's kind of interesting. Let's talk about that. So, before I want to get into that kind of thing, because that's a really good point that you bring up, and I have something I wanted to share with you about that. I mean, I almost feel that Triple G has to go all out in this fight. He
Yep.
has to. But the only problem with him going all out is that, by doing so, he's exposing himself to get caught.
Yeah.
Because Canelo, initially when he started fighting it's the way I see it anyways, looking at all his fights and how he's progressed, and you started to see it a lot in the Billy Joe Saunders fight, I feel. He was more of a counter boxer. Now he's more of one of those, seeking out the knockout.
Yeah, he's coming forward more. He's putting the
He's
pressure on you.
right, yeah. So so that's kind of scares me because Triple G in all his fights, I don't think he's ever shown pain or he's ever
No,
shown the effects of being hit.
he hasn't.
I think the closest I saw it was against Murata in his last fight. Now, keep in mind, it was 17 months out of the ring before that fight happened. So definitely there's some ring rust, right? And Murata, out of the three champions that he fought to get those middleweight belts, was probably the weakest. And it looked like
Oh
Murata
yeah.
was controlling the fight for the first 4 rounds. And he actually hurt him with those body shots. And we've talked about this on the show before, and we mentioned it I have mentioned it a few times. I think my only fear for Triple G here are those body shots. So, I mean, how does a guy like Triple G put it all on the line and kind of stay away from those? Like I mean, I'm sure they've worked on these things in training and whatnot,
Yeah, I'm
but
sure he
it's
has a
hard,
different kind of game plan here.
something has to kind of give. But let's talk about the judging Vegas and Canelo. Let's go back to the Bivol. Let's just go back to the two that he actually lost, right?
Okay,
All right. Would you say that Bivol won that fight 8 rounds to 4, or 9 rounds to 3? Fair enough.
something like that. I
I
had
don't
it eight to
either
four,
one.
but yeah, something like that.
8-4, 9-3, right?
Yeah,
So, yet all three judges,
I know this is crazy.
15-13, 15-13, 15-13 for Bivol. Right guy won, but come on, man.
I know.
And all of the judges in that fight scored the first 4 rounds for Canelo.
I don't get it, dude. I don't know what it is. He's like the new Mayweather there. I don't know what's going on here.
Now, two of the judges, Dave Moriarty, Dave Moriarty and Steve Weisfield, they're going to be the judges on this fight as well. There are two of them that were in the Bivol fight are going to be the judges here.
They're going to be judging tomorrow.
Yeah. So does that play in
I don't
Triple
think
G's
I
head?
don't know why they'd even do that. They should put 3 fresh judges out there.
And but these two are the best. Like
That's what they're saying. They are the top
like
guys.
they're the top guys. But it just seems when they score Canelo fights,
They have like a Canelo bias. Maybe they don't even realize they have it.
Absolutely. And then let's not forget that when he did fight Mayweather, let's talk about that now, right? Like, yes, Mayweather beat him by split decision, right? That one judge, CJ Ross, had a 118-110 for Canelo in that fight.
That's crazy. It's a crazy score.
So even against Mayweather in Mayweather country at the time of where Mayweather controlled the judges, you see this one judge, CJ Ross, doing it so horribly. No, I'm sorry. Pardon me. CJ Ross was the third judge in the Bivol fight. He's the one that gave Bivol or gave Canelo that round.
He gave it to Canelo.
Yeah. Sorry, pardon me. No, Mayweather, yeah. Yeah. So, like Adelaide Bird, another judge. He
he gave the first fight 10-2 to Canelo.
It's crazy.
Right? 10 rounds of 2 in the first fight.
Exactly.
Triple G won.
So between CJ Ross and Adelaide Bird, these are the two worst decisions by judges in a Canelo fight.
By far.
Now, commissions have worked it out that where you can't really talk to judges or bring them on shows or interview them and whatnot. But at what point do you think they're just judging? And I mean, we're beating an old horse, right? And I think this goes throughout all combat sports. I mean, at what point do judges have to be held accountable for the decisions that they're making?
If they're egregious like that, yes.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, I mean, who do they answer to? Because the athletic commissions don't seem to fucking do anything about any of that.
I think they get questioned after by the athletic commission. Why did you score? If it's controversial, why did you score this way? Why did you see that? You know what I mean? They have to answer to somebody.
But they can't change it.
They can't change the outcome, no.
Right. And so, I mean, based on that, like, okay, I'm trying to understand, like, okay, so if the judges are sitting on different sides of the ring, right?
Yeah.
So they're seeing the fight from different perspectives. I mean, the judge who's probably sitting on one side of the apron has a better view of most of the action opposed to the other guys that are sitting on the other sides of the ring. Like, I don't know where they're positioned at, to be fair, but they got to be on 1, 2, 3 corners. Like, what are their angles? What are they seeing? Like, one referee might have the hard cam and he's basically seeing everything. Right.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the 3 judges tomorrow are going back, watching the first 2 fights, watching it all, going over it. So they're prepared for tomorrow. They don't want any controversy tomorrow.
Yeah, but it just doesn't seem fair, because it's like I'm not saying that it has to go 12 rounds. I'm not saying they're aiming to want to go 12 rounds or hoping, having that in their back pocket. Well, at least if I can get to the 12th round or, finish all 12, I have a chance. I mean, Triple G has to go in with the mindset that he has no chance if he doesn't finish it.
Yeah, I think that's what he's thinking.
Right? But that's unfair.
Another reason that bad blood started after the first fight is because Triple G, that first fight against Canelo when the judges robbed him, that was his 20th title defense. Had he won that, he would have broke Bernard Hopkins' record at middleweight, had 21 defenses. And when he lost that, that pissed him off too because he felt he got robbed.
No,
He was
well,
setting a
that
record
pissed
that
him off.
night.
Well, that pisses him off as well, absolutely. But you gotta also keep in mind the amount of money that he probably loses.
Yeah, that too.
You know, you lose a bunch of money because within these contracts, it's all written and stuff. Like I'm looking at some of these stuff that's coming out on Spence and Crawford, which might be happening. I think it's official, if not pretty soon. Um, November 19th, that's going to be going down. But
Pretty
looking at the,
rushed though. It's only 2 months away to promote it.
yeah,
I mean,
but you know what? It's enough time to promote it. It's a huge fight. I think it'll promote itself. Um, I was listening to some guys talk about the pay-per-view and whatnot for this, and they're tracking it at this moment. They're probably going to get lower numbers than uh Canelo and Plant.
Canelo and who?
Canelo and Caleb Plant.
Well, this one's a little more tricky because this is well that was on the zone too. This one's on the zone, right? And it's the
Mhm.
third fight, so people are less
No, no,
interested
that
too.
was on Showtime.
Oh, was it? Okay, well, this one's on the zone, so that'll get less people because you have to have the zone app to get this pay per view. You can't just get on regular feed. That hurts it.
No, well, people will get the app if they want it, but they're selling the pay-per-view at $85 US as well.
Yeah, I know, but then you gotta pay for the subscription too, right?
I guess so. I know I totally get all that. I mean, I understand all of it, but they're just saying it's trending slower than that. Like it's just like um it doesn't feel like it has the steam yet. It feels like I'm not in Vegas. These are just people who are on the ground there
Yeah.
and people who are talking to people in the know in terms of what's going on with the media side of it and whatnot. It's not gaining a lot of traction right now. Like I mean, it's an exciting fight. It's a super fight. It's a huge fight. I'm sure it'll
Oh
do
yeah.
good numbers, but it's not gaining that traction. Do you think that's because it's a part three, because Triple G is 40 and people think he's just going to walk over him? I mean, last check I had, it was 5-1 for Canelo.
Yeah, it's 4-1 right now, but there's that. Canelo just came off a loss. This is the third fight. People aren't as interested anymore. It's the third time. It's not saying the fight won't be as good, but it loses steam. People have already seen it twice. Now we're seeing it again. People like new, they like fresh, they want exciting. I just looked at the pay per view, so it's $64 to order in Canada. Not too bad.
Yeah, okay, okay. That's not too bad at all.
That's not too bad. So
No,
I mean, it's going to be one of those fights where people are going to go, "Oh man, I wish I would have watched it."
hey, it potentially could. I mean, like I said, Canelo says he wants to end the fight. He wants to end it fast, right? Um, Triple G cannot start slow. You know, he's got to back up Canelo. I mean, last couple of fights, I noticed that, you know, as soon as he got him on the ropes and he was working him, Canelo had a hard time there, kind of
Yeah,
trying to get out of it. So, are we going to see more of that? Are we going to see him pushing forward and trying to get that knockout right away? Like, who's fighting with more emotion? I think Canelo is. I think Canelo has more to lose here.
especially coming off that loss to Bivol too.
Well, all of it. He
This
loses
is his arch
again.
nemesis, right?
Well, it's his arch nemesis as well. But I mean, at the same time, you lose again. That's two in a row. You've kind of put yourself in the position of a Joshua now.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, what do you do? Like, where do you go from here? From pound to pound to the beginning of the year now to be, you know, lost to and lost all your belts. I mean, there's a lot on the line here for
Oh
him.
yeah,
I mean,
Canelo's hungry tomorrow. Yeah, they're both hungry for that. They both want this fight more than anything right now. So I
right?
can't wait for it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
No, I think it's going to be an amazing fight. I just hope it goes longer than, you know, I hope it's not fast.
It's not going to be fast. No, these guys are too good, two of the best in the world. This is going to go. This is going to go 7, 8 rounds at least. It's not going to be a quick knock. These guys are too sharp and too smart for that.
Yeah, and to be fair, like I don't want people to think that 40 years old is going to play a factor. I hope it doesn't play a
I
factor
hope
because
not
it,
because Manny Pacquiao, when he's 41, knocked out Keith Thurman and won the belt. So I mean,
well, that's what I'm saying, right? But I mean, there's different levels there to that too.
yeah.
Nothing against Keith
I
Thurman.
think the best part about this is what I heard Triple G say. He's going to fight again. So his next fight, if he fights in North America, I'll be there.
Yeah, no,
Whatever it is and
definitely.
who he fights. So
No, I like to go see him too. That'd be something interesting as well. Um, so yeah, that's basically it right now, man. I mean, all we have left to do is kind of sit back and wait for this fight to happen.
what's your prediction for
Uh,
tomorrow? You need to get you on the record here. What's going to happen? Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? What's going to go down here?
hmm, this is a tough one, man. I mean, I just get the feeling the wear and tear on Triple G's body may play a role in this as the fight
Good.
progresses. But you know what? I'm also thinking about because here's the records, okay? We're looking at 57, 2-2 with 39 knockouts for Canelo, 42, 1-1, 37 knockouts for Triple G. who's had the better quality fights out of their 57 and 42 fights? I would say Triple G has,
Probably by a little bit. Yeah.
right? By a little bit. I mean, the 57 2-2 is quite padded in my opinion. I mean, I
Yeah.
think it was you who was saying it to me or someone was saying it to me. You know, you can only find so many Mexican cab drivers,
Yeah. Exactly.
right? So I mean, that's pretty padded. But if you think about it, Canelo has started his career when he was about 15, 16 years old professionally.
Yeah. Was
So
he
how
31,
much
32 now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So how much wear and tear does he have on his body? I mean, both these guys' body must be pretty beaten up to a certain extent,
They've logged a lot of miles in that ring. That's for
right?
sure.
Both of them have. One starting at 15, one starting in his 20s. Um, I think okay, my heart wants Triple G to win.
Yeah.
Okay. That's who I want to win because it's more of a not a statement victory, but like, okay, finally I won. You know what I mean?
If Triple G wins, you will see a fourth fight.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, it almost feels like it should have played out the way Fury and Wilder played out, where that first fight was a draw and then he came back and beat him two more times. You know, that's the
Yeah.
way it should have played out.
I
Because I
know.
think, you know, Triple G is the better boxer at the time, anyways. It's hard to say. We're 4 years removed, right?
That's the
A lot's
thing.
happened in a lot of 4 years. Canelo's evolved, like I said, from a counter puncher to more of a knockout kind of stalker now. You know,
Yeah.
so that being said, that power that Canelo possesses today from 4 years ago is so much more.
Yeah. He's improved a lot as a boxer in the last 4 years. That's for sure.
You know, so that being said, I'd have to probably go on the side of Canelo and say he's going to knock him out, or the referee's going to stop it between the seventh and ninth round.
No, fair. That's your prediction. Everybody's, hey, it could happen. It's not impossible. Canelo is a
No,
top fighter, right? So,
no. My heart wants Triple G. I state that. Like I work with a lot of beautiful Mexican people. And you know, I've told them all, like, you know, I like Canelo, but I want Triple G to win this fight
yeah,
because it's what's supposed to happen. It's the right thing to happen. It's the right thing that should happen.
it
You
should
know,
happen. In a
it
perfect
should,
world, Triple G will win tomorrow, right? But it ain't a perfect world.
but it's
That's why
not
we
a
watch the
perfect
fight.
world. No, that's it. But that being said, I mean, here's the flip side to it. Canelo can come out with ferocity and this raw emotion the way Tiafimo did, and
Yeah,
that could cost him.
yeah,
Because he's susceptible to punches, he's susceptible to being hit, and we can't tell Triple G short. The guy's a fucking amazing talent. He's one of the
yeah. He's got
best to
power
ever
too.
do it, right?
Yeah,
So you can't take anything away from him. But I mean, I just have to kind of think, and that extra 8 pounds is going to help him. It's going to give him more power,
it will.
right? So I mean, you got to. It's unfortunate because in those 4 years since the last fight, one's gotten better, but one's gotten slower.
Yeah, he's got older.
Right? You know, so that's unfortunate, you know. And I did say it, I don't want anyone to make an excuse for him being older, but it's hard not to, I guess. I mean, it's just there staring you in the
Triple
eye.
G, if he does lose tomorrow, like gets like you said, rest stops. He won't make excuses.
No, he'll never make excuses. That's the thing. And yet, to be fair, I think he is the calmer of the two, as the things that I've
He
watched
is. He
his
looks
press
calm, cool, and
conference.
collect.
Yeah, so I mean, he can't fight with emotion. I think the key to victory for him is not fighting with any emotion. He has to leave the emotion at the door. He has to leave the thinking about the judges at the door, and basically fight his fight and just pick away and hope for the opportunity. You know, I think either way, like I said, I think Canelo will probably get it because it's in Las Vegas. If it goes to decision, it's Canelo's. But if he stays true to what he thinks he wants to do, I think it's going to be 7-9 TKO. I don't think he'll knock him out. I think the ref will stop it. Um,
Possible. It's
you know,
possible.
it's possible. You know, but you know what? I could argue it could go the same the other way.
Yeah, I got a feeling. I've already bet the fight. I bet Triple G at $50 at plus 400. So if he wins tomorrow, I win 200. But I think late 10th, 11th round, I think Triple G is gonna opposite of what you said. I think Triple G is gonna get the ref in there. The ref's gonna stop it. So I'm gonna go on the record bold. TKO Triple G 10th, 11th round. He's gonna open it up. I'm just hoping that these guys don't want to go to decision. That's why I'm saying it's going to stop. It's very possible. The most likely outcome is this goes to decision
I
because
have a,
24 rounds, nobody's even went down yet.
I don't know why, but I have this suspicious feeling that Canelo's going to get cut up on his one of his eyes.
I hope you're right.
I don't know why. I just have a feeling he's going to get, you know, Gennadi's going to get one shot in there that's going to cut him up. And if that happens, I think your prediction is going to come true at that point. Then,
Yeah.
You know, it might be from an accidental headbutt or something, but something has to give, right? I mean, triple, like I said, he can't go to the judges. The judges cannot play a role in this, and
No,
that
he can't go
sucks.
there. He'll lose.
And that really sucks to think that, like you don't want anyone to go to the judges anyway, but I mean, to have that in your head that you can't, like if there was ever a fight where the judges could not be involved, this would
It's
be
this
it.
one.
So I'm going Canelo 7 to 9th TKO. You're going Triple G 10 to 11 TKO.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
those are long shot bold predictions. The most likely outcome this goes to decision, probably, but I hope
Yeah.
not.
Well, I mean, if it goes to decision, is that a record in its own right? I mean, okay, so you've gone 24 and
36 rounds,
you're right. Has any trilogy ever gone the distance?
3 times in a row. I don't believe so. No, somebody's went
I
down.
think I think the closest we got to it in recent history would have been Wilder Fury, but that ended in the 11th,
Yeah, put them out once and for
right?
all. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. There's a lot of emotion, a lot of hype, a
Oh
lot
no,
of these
sorry,
guys don't like each other.
the second one ended in the seventh round.
Second one, he beat him twice,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
finishing him.
yeah. But hey, I think we were talking. Let's end this on this note. So maybe a shining light. So Manny Pacquiao, who did he fight? Marquez, remember?
Yep, 4 times. Yep.
4 times. So, like, and Pacquiao was coming off of, multiple titles in multiple different weight classes and very similar to what Canelo's been doing. And, all of a sudden he got in there and he got the shit knocked out of him. And I hate to say to you, brother, I know
No,
he's
he
your
did. Yeah, he
favorite,
went in
but
and got aggressive. He was winning that fight. Already put Marquez down twice, but yeah, he got caught.
yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if that has any parallel or is there any kind
I
of
don't think
wishful
so because
thinking?
Canelo's not reckless like Manny's aggressive, right? He's always bouncing and running at you. Canelo's a little more cautious. So I hope you're right, but I don't see that happening. But
Okay. Keys to victory for Canelo, body shots, man. I mean, if just expression, just what Murata was able to do to the body, it'd be 5, 10, 100 times more powerful
from
if
Canelo, yeah.
Canelo connects. So that's
Yeah,
the
I'm sure
only,
Triple G will be waiting, expecting that too. So I'm sure they'll have a game plan for that.
yeah, but this time he's not coming off a 17-month layoff. So he's a little bit more fresher. There shouldn't be any rust. So
Yeah, that's
no,
true.
no excuses for either guy. I think it's going to be a great fight. I can't wait. The
I'm
undercard's
excited.
going to be pretty psyched too. Bam Rodriguez is on the co-main event. This is the guy who's going to probably be up for Fighter of the Year, man.
Hey, that,
Um,
that fight might steal the show. You just never know.
right.
Could be that good.
Yeah, he's defending against Rodriguez again with the featherweight title there. So I think that fight, if you guys are just tuning in for the Canelo fight, don't tune in for this full card. It's going to be really good. If you want to understand boxing and really appreciate great boxing, this is one of the better undercards that is being put out
Yeah, this is a
these
pretty
days,
stacked card.
right? From beginning to end, you can't go wrong. I highly recommend and highly suggest that nobody misses this fight. All right, Chance, I tell you what, man, let's wrap it up here.
Oh, I
It's
got this
Friday.
day in boxing history, and this ties into
Oh,
exactly. So on this
okay.
day in boxing history, 5 years ago, I was at the brew house, and what was I watching? Triple G versus Canelo won.
Oh, wow.
5 years ago today, this was an easy one, right? And
Well,
he got robbed. Everybody looked at me. My buddy Jesus looked at me and goes, "Triple G won that easily." Next thing you know, the crowd is shocked, and yeah, the decision shocked the world. So yeah, this day, boxing history 5 years ago, Canelo shocked the world and got a got a got a nice gift from the judges. Even Canelo
yeah.
knows that fight didn't win deep down,
Well, I mean,
but he got the
the
win. So
well, if it's not Triple G, then Laura also has a case for saying that he beat Canelo.
yeah,
But that's for another day, right?
yeah, so
All right, brother
it'll be
man.
fun.
So it's a beautiful day in boxing. Yeah, and it makes sense as we do celebrate Mexican independence. So happy Independence Day to all our Latin Mexican followers and supporters. Hope you guys have a good, safe weekend. And on that note, everybody, it's time for us to walk away from this show. Um, Never say never. We might come with a quick hit tomorrow night to kind
Yep,
of break down this fight and see what's going on. But definitely, we will preview this before the end of the weekend is up
yeah.
and review this. Sorry. So that being said, my name is Bobby Sampson, and I am joined with my man, Mr. Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great ACDC, those that download, like, subscribe, and share the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you. And again, remember everybody, we were hacked, so don't believe the hype that you see on the the Samp&Chance Instagram page that you do follow, please unfollow it and please start following us at our new page at Samp&Chance, SAMPANDCHANCE. All right, guys. In the words of the famous Ed Whalen, I leave you with this. In the meantime and in between time, I'm Bobby Sampson. He's Chance Michaels. He's got Triple G in 10 to 11 TKO. I got Canelo 7 to 9 TKO. No knockouts, TKOs. Let's see who came closest, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Samp and
Yep.
Chance out. Have a great weekend, everyone, and be safe.